We saw you return. You've kind of returned twice, but your initial run, how did that?
Is it over?
How did that?
Was that a shot?
No.
Your ending is kind of final.
I meant with WWE. How did you end up leaving WWE to pursue the independents? Because you went to the Juggalo Championship Wrestling. How did that end up happening?
I got released the first time in 2007. I got rehired in 2009. I wrestled The Miz on Monday night and got released again 2009. I got hired in 2013 to be a coach. Moved to Florida. 2015 got released. In 2015, I knew I wanted to move to South Dakota where my wife was from. She had been living where I lived or just us, and she hadn't been home for a while, so we moved to South Dakota. What was your question?
How did it, basically, why did you end up leaving WWE? How did the whole thing end up happening?
Well, the first one was non-compliance. The second one, Johnny Ace said, "We're not selling old fat Eugene," and I got fired. And the third one, I was a coach, and I was told I was not up to company standards.
What was it like going into the independent circuit? Because you went to Juggalo Championship Wrestling, I believe, right?
That was the very first show. My wife was scared to death. She didn't know, what are you going to do? Oh my God. She'd never heard of independent wrestling. In Sioux Falls, there was none. And within the first week, I mean, I had so many phone calls. My phone was blowing up. And I started getting as many matches and at least the same or more money per trip, but it wasn't stress, and I got to see a lot more of the world.
So do you feel as though experiencing both lives, whether major and independent wrestling, which do you prefer in that? You know what I mean? Obviously, there's mainstream exposure with major.
Yeah, the exposure with WWE trumps all, because if you go one show, if you go 6 months, if you go a year, you can stay on the independents for at least that amount of time plus a little bit. And if you can get the action figure to go along, that was one thing I found out too late. Eugene only had 2 costumes. And the Superman one, I don't even remember why I got that one, but I only had one action figure, one body. Jeff Hardy will change his gear every 2 months, so then they got to make a new action figure. All the kids got to have a new action figure.